Hey friends, welcome to this video. This is going to be on white space and why purposeful nothing time is so important. And so I have a question for you. Memorial Day weekend just passed, and did you pack it so much that you need a vacation from your vacation? I was talking to someone and he said that basically him and his family, like they were packing their 4-day weekend because they took Friday off, right? With so much stuff that they had a great time. They had a ton of fun, but they also felt exhausted. Like the parents, especially, not the kids, but parents, like they were like, oh my God, like I just need a vacation from my vacation. I'm exhausted, right? And it's really, really funny because that time was supposed to be time off for the vacation, for recharging, right? But he felt exhausted, and I've been in a similar situation. And so it was really, really funny. And this is where I really want to share the idea of purposeful white space. Now, if you guys are anything like us, you'll do your best to go ahead and pack your day with as much stuff as possible, right? Like just productive to-dos, people that you have to talk to, want to talk to, all that kind of stuff. Or even if you schedule something, fun and interesting like a date or a class or something like that, but you try to pack as much in your day as possible, almost like trying to get on all the rides at Disneyland. Like you have one day, one pass. Okay, how am I going to strategically go to all these different rides and all this kind of stuff, right? And Vicky and I, what we do is we actually spend most of our days like that, just because we try to pack our day, because a day is short and life is short. Why not try to experience it all, right? Have it all, do it all, right? And that's what we do. And let's say this road trip, it was really, really interesting because it was actually no different. We did that for, we were invited to Sedona, and we just took the long way to Sedona through Zion, through Bryce, Grand Canyon. And when we were in Zion, we tried to pack as many hikes as we could. Bryce, as many hikes as we could. Grand Canyon, as many as we could. And Flagstaff, like as many as we could, right? And we tried to do all this stuff. And then by the time we got to Sedona, we were fully able to relax. And the reason is because Sedona, we actually didn't go in with a plan this time. We didn't go into, oh, let's try this hike, and this hike. We actually went to Sedona with no plan, where we're just like, we're just going to see what comes. We're just going to do what we feel like doing at the time that we do it. It was a full, open time for nothing. And now we've been to Sedona a few times. Okay, probably think like 8 times at this point. So we kind of been on all the major touristy hikes and stuff like that. And it's just one of those beautiful places that we love to go. But the reason that we purposely scheduled it for nothing is because we just wanted to allow our minds to kind of like get clear. Have you guys ever been in the situation where you're working really, really hard on a project and you just need to kind of get outside so you can clear your head? And sometimes when you're clearing your head, it's in the shower, when you're reading a book, when you're walking outside, staring at a tree. All of a sudden, the problem that's been bugging you for 2 weeks is solved in 2 seconds. And that's why we kind of purposely scheduled a lot in the beginning and then nothing towards the end, because when we found that on all these road trips that we've been on, we typically pack our road trips with as much experiences as possible, but we find that it's in the in-between time from one place to another that we get those insights that could be as simple as, I like doing things more than owning things, or we just started to minimize a lot of our stuff. Or we could be a local and a full-time traveler if we see our friends as often as when we were down the street, because they're busy, we're busy, we see them every 3 months anyway. Let's just keep seeing them every 3 months and they'll never know we left. And it's true. And so these can be simple or these can be earth-shattering, but when it comes to a lot of these problems, these happen when we're often not thinking about it, and I'm sure you've experienced the same thing. And so when it comes to this idea of vacation, when it comes to this idea of white space, we pack our calendar as much as possible, and we try to fit everything in. Our calendar is very, very colorful, and how it looks on a practical basis is we also have this open time in our calendar events where it's, if you use Google Calendar, it's the base color is white, right? And you put in your colorful to-dos and your colorful events and stuff like that and appointments. But this open, like let's just say 3 to 5, right? Is this 2 hours of just open white space to do whatever it is you feel like doing at the time. Maybe you go for a walk, maybe you read a book. And again, 3 to 5 is just kind of like a random thing I made up, but whatever works for you. But the idea is that it's on purpose nothing, or productively unproductive time, or what we call white space. Because it's in this open space that those flashes of insight happen, those epiphanies happen. And so where we're coming from is I would encourage you to go ahead and schedule that so that you don't necessarily need a vacation from your vacation, right? And who says that you only have to schedule it, 1 to 2 weeks out of a year? What if you scheduled little versions of that throughout the day, throughout the week, and, just kind of like making it work in your favor? And so why it works, it could be many, many reasons. It could be psychological. Some people take that route where it's our subconscious mind that is always absorbing all of the data points that we get 24/7, and then it reorganizes it in pattern recognition and then feeds it to our conscious brain when we have that moment to not think about it, and it gives it to our conscious brain in images and pictures and stuff like that, and that's where we get that flash of insight. That's the more psychological route. The spiritual route is more like, hey, I have this thing and it's a problem that I as a human can't solve, so I'm letting it go to God, to the universe, to Tao, and instead of trying to solve it my way, I'm gonna allow the universe or God or Tao to solve it the way that it's meant to be solved, right? And I'm open to both. I'm open to both the psychological and the spiritual, but however you look at it, it's when you work hard on a problem, when you think hard on a problem, you've taken it as far as you can go until you can go no further, and then you just let it go and just know that it will be solved eventually. And it's when we kind of let that go and we have that rhythm of working hard and nothing hard at the same time, and just kind of alternating in a rhythm, obviously, that works for you. We have some throughout the day, and we have some throughout the weeks, and we have some throughout the months, in a rhythm that works for us. But when it comes down to it, find something that works for you. But when you are able to go from that work hard to nothing and find that kind of rhythm, you'll find that when you're working, you're able to get into flow or in the zone faster. So you're actually able to work 2x, 3 times as fast because things are just working fast. And when you have that nothing time, you'll find those random flashes of insight. I still don't know how to make them on purpose, but those random flashes of insight, you're just kind of setting up your environment and your situation for those random flashes to happen more often. And so that's what this video is about, guys. And I would really encourage you to just kind of alternate between that work hard and nothing. And that way, when you can go ahead and have all these events, jam-packed calendar, all that kind of stuff, and white space, you'll never feel like you need a vacation from your vacation. Your nothing time will fully recharge you. You'll find that you're excited, and you'll find that a lot of these things that you might have had trouble solving, and you're just racking your brains. This is where you find that simple solution, and it's all like, why didn't I think of that sooner, right? But anyways, guys, that's it for me. I hope that you found this useful. So work hard, recover hard, and do your awesome. Take care, guys.